Hi guys, today I want to show you all how I accomplish my smoky eye, which is very similar to the way that I wear my eye makeup when I wear my eye makeup, because the places I put my eye makeup and my eyeshadow in are the same places I do every day. It just depends on what colors you use. So if you can do like a natural smoky eye, or you can do a real like a dark smoky eye, or you can do like an in-between smoky eye, but I call it smoky eye because of the crease. I feel like when you put something in the crease, that's a subtle smoky eye, and if you put something darker, it's a true smoky eye. So you can do these steps with any kinds of eyeshadows to accomplish what I would call like the basic way to do your eyeshadow. The one thing I want to say first is I don't have anything on my face at all other than like I cleaned my face, and I don't because whenever you do your foundation first, or like your face primer first, or anything on your face first, and you put that powder on your eyes, you're gonna get some kind of a fallout, no matter what kind of eyeshadow you're using, unless you're using like a cream. But I would get that fallout and I would wipe it off and it would just smudge and look like I have dark under circles. So like now, this is like as true as it gets. So I'm going to show you guys how to accomplish the smoky eye, and I'm using 5 things. So I'm going to use the Naked Basics, which is the most affordable eyeshadow I have to accomplish the smoky eye. This is the first one. I did not purchase the second one. And I have primer. Eyeshadow primer is very important, especially for a smoky eye, because you're probably going to be using darker colors and you just want everything to stay on all day. So this is the Urban Decay primer potion that comes with the first Naked palette, or you can purchase it in a little size. I think it's $12, and the big one is $20. I have both of them. They both last a really long time. So I'm using this London, New York brush, which is a flat eyeshadow brush on one side. These are not clean. I'm cleaning them today after this video, I promise. I clean them every Sunday. This flat eyeshadow brush, and then this round definer crease brush, which is like fluffy, but nothing too long and nothing too stubby, because you want it to be very flexible in your crease. Then I'm going to use these two Eco Tools brushes, which this one is for your overall lid, or it's just your large eye brush. So I've been using this all over my lid just because to use a smaller brush, it will take longer. And then I use this Petite eyeshadow brush from Eco Tools, and I use it as a highlight and like in the corner of my eye. So these are very affordable brushes. You can find e.l.f. that have the same shape brushes like this. You can, spend more money on them, I guess, whatever you want to do, but if you know what they're for, you're going to be able to accomplish this. So first, I do eyeshadow primer, and what I do is just squeeze. It's like half the size of a pea, so that's probably why this lasts so long, because you don't want to use too much eyeshadow primer, but this is what I do. It's the size of a pea, I guess. A little bit smaller than the size of a pea. And I do my middle finger just because I feel like I have good control with both fingers with using my middle finger. But what I do is I spread it all over my middle finger evenly on both sides, and so that there's the same amount of product on both fingers, so that it's the same on both eyes. And then I go all the way up to my brow, and then sometimes I do pull it underneath for when I put concealer underneath, but that's just to spread the product around. You don't have to do that. I don't recommend not using an eyeshadow primer, just because my makeup doesn't even last 2 hours when I don't have primer on, so I think it's definitely worth it. So first, I tell people to use something a little bit darker than your skin tone all over your eye. So I'm going to pick, I guess today I'm going to do this second color. It's called Foxy. Where's the camera? This one. It's like a creamy color. And I just put it on my brush, and I'm going to tap it off. This palette has a ton of fallout. Probably because it's matte, I guess. But what I do is put it all over my eye. And this can be used as a highlight too. But this is pretty much for a base so that everything's even. You can see all the fallout. I don't know if you can see it. I can see it. It's like horrible. It's everywhere. So I'm going to put it all over my lid. Like so. And you can go underneath if you want to, but you're going to cover that up anyway with concealer or foundation. I'm not going to show that in this video just because I wanted to do something short enough to just show you guys this one thing. But next what I do is use the definer crease brush, and then I go in with something that is then again darker than my skin tone, and that would be this one called Naked 2, because you don't want to use this yet, but we're going to get to these. So I use this color, and then this color would be for a highlight, and then this one maybe for overall lid or highlight, but those are pretty similar colors. You can see that they're like skin tone, but I'm going to use this one on my crease brush for the crease. And what you do is go like halfway between your lid and your brow and go, I'm looking in the mirror and at the camera at the same time, so you can see where I went right there. Windshield wiper motion, really simple with these brushes. So again, right in there, concentrating it in the corner of your eye, and then don't go the whole way in to the inner corner, because then you really want to like bring it to the outside. You don't want it to be in the inside, because then it'll just like look like you got punched in the face or something. So I just go back in until I feel like it's dark enough. But this is like the transition color, so a little bit darker than my skin tone, but nothing that isn't natural. And you can tell that there's color there, but it's nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing intimidating. You can do this for like an everyday running out the door kind of an eye look. Now I'm gonna go in with the next darkest color, which is Faint. It's this darker brown. And I'm gonna take this flat eyeshadow brush, get it on both sides. Now there are different ways to do smoky eye. I'm not saying you have to do it this way, but this is just the way that I do it. So in all of my pictures that you see on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, or in my videos when I have my makeup done, this is what I do. I use different palettes all the time, but this is the most affordable palette that I have that you can still accomplish like a natural eye or like a smoky eye, that if you don't want to spend a ton of money on it. So I'm just taking that on both sides of my brush, and then I go in the corner like this, just in the corner first, to get most of the product in the corner like that. And you can see very natural, nothing to be afraid of, nothing that no one can accomplish every day. So again, in the corner right here, just in the corner like that. Very natural, something that's still really pretty, but it's nothing to be afraid of accomplishing. So you can see up close. Very natural. Very awesome. Very awesome. So this is what I would do for like I'm like getting the product out of my face. This is something I would do every day if I was going to school, if I was going to work and didn't have a ton of time to really concentrate on my eyes, or something really natural, but I still wanted to wear eyeshadow. So now I'm just blending it. The key is blending. So this is a really friendly brush to blend with, but then if you want to make it darker, well, first I'm going to go in with the highlight. So I'm taking the lightest shade, which is called Venus, on that small brush that I talked about, and I'm just going under my brow bone to just lighten that up. So you can see that it is really concentrating some color in it. And then sometimes I bring it into here because I'm going to go in with a darker color, and I want some parts of my eyes to be lighter than the others. So this looks very pretty, very simple, nothing that you guys can't accomplish within, I guarantee you, if you practice this 3 times, you're going to be able to do it. So I'm going to go in, and this is the part that I guess people are afraid of, but I'm going to go in with black, and this is Crave. This is the darkest color in the palette. I'm just taking a little bit, I guess, tapping it off because it's so dark. And then I'm going to do the same thing, right, but with a lighter hand. I'm not going to like shove it in the crease or anything, but I'm just going in and then lightly blending it. So you can see that I'm just like tap, 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 and then bringing it up a little bit, but nothing too harsh. So this is how I accomplish my smoky eye. It needs to be blended a little bit because I'm looking in the camera, but it's very natural. People are afraid of black. I was afraid of black until a few weeks ago, but now that I use black, it's so easy to blend it. I mean, I did go in pretty far, but I wouldn't stop any further than like halfway if you're just starting. But since I'm a little bit not afraid to wear this every day, I feel comfortable doing that. But that's how I accomplish my smoky eye. And some people will go in like underneath their eye with, I would go in with the second darkest color that you used, because I don't know how confident you guys are going underneath with a dark, dark, dark color, but this is how I do this every day, and I definitely use my Nakeds for this. I've been using my Naked 2 every day for this look, but the Naked Basics gives you all the matte colors that you would need. The one thing that I do want to say, if you're using shimmers or glitters or whatever, use the shimmers or the glitter for the overall lid color and the highlight color. Don't do it in the crease, just because when you have those different mediums, they kind of don't define your eye. They just kind of look, they do blend, but they look very strange and they don't look very defined. So kind of think of a beach painting. If the sand is glittery and just shining, and then you make the water glittery and shining, it's just like a glittery, shiny painting. But if you make the sand glittery and shiny, and then you go in with a matte or like a solid blue color for the waves, you're gonna see both things in the picture, and it's gonna be different mediums, and one's gonna stick out more than the other. So that's what I do when I explain my eyes. But you can definitely use all matte colors if you're somebody who doesn't like glitter, but I would not recommend using like a glittery crease. Unless you like that look, that's totally fine, but I'm just not somebody to do that. So, smoke it out.